Boundary-driven leadership, lessons from engineering. This is the 10th episode of the series segment Transformative Personal Experience. Leadership isn't confined to titles or formal roles. It's about taking initiative, influencing others, and driving positive change, regardless of hierarchical position. In this episode, my friends, we'll explore how engineering principles like precision, clarity, and adaptability can inspire boundary-driven leadership. Leadership isn't just about directing others. It's about creating structures that empower your team while respecting your own limits. Boundaries are like the blueprint of a well-designed system. They guide the flow of resources, energy, and decision-making, preventing burnout and inefficiency. We'll discuss, my friends, how understanding your personal and professional boundaries and personality strengths, super important, is essential for sustainable leadership. Expect practical strategies for defining your non-negotiables, that is power, remember, building a resilient mindset, and fostering clear communication, skills every leader needs to thrive. Awesome, right? But first, my dear friends, let me ask you this. Have you ever taken a stand knowing it might not make you popular, but you did it because it was the right thing to do? If so, you have already experienced boundary driving leadership. Okay, my friends, so boundary driving leadership is not about control. It's about crafting an environment where productivity and growth flourish for everyone involved. Welcome back to Your Best for a Better You, your special forces unit for breakthrough living, where we decode the DNA of excellence to help you dominate personal and professional growth. Hello, my dear friends. I am Scarlett Marcel Vantudesha, and today we are diving into leadership, but not in the conventional sense. Leadership isn't just about titles or formal authority, okay? It's about influence, initiative, and the ability to drive positive change, no matter your role. Copy this, my friends. Leadership starts with setting boundaries. Yes. Okay? So, in this episode, I will share transformative personal experiences from my engineering career. Stories that reveal how boundaries not only build leadership but also protects your energy, focus, and mental clarity by defining your non-negotiables, maintaining resilience in high-pressure environments, and leading effectively in any position. So, my dear friends, stay with me. This way, you can learn actionable strategies, insights to elevate your personal and professional life. Oh, and before we start, make sure to join the waiting list for my upcoming book, The Boundary Reset Experience Start Lead, where I expand on these strategies in detail. Roger that? Awesome. Then let's dive in. Leadership isn't about titles, my friends. It's about action. Let me share a pivotal story from my time working in the banking industry. At that time, I was responsible for the bank's NDM systems, ensuring that critical files, customer transactions and service payments, all those important data reach their destination accurately, securely, and on time. This role brought me into contact with departments like security and telecommunications. Both were responsible for maintaining the network security software and hardware, respectively. Now, let me set the scene for you. The bank's internal network was supposed to be highly secure, right? No room for error. It's a bank. Do you agree? Well, one day, while investigating a technical issue, I stumbled upon something alarming. I accessed IBM's website and discovered that it has been hacked. Oh, let's make a parenthesis here. It happened again, right? Last year, affecting many IBM employees, mainly in India, right? So it can happen. To my shock, coming back to the story, I accessed it directly through what was supposed to be the bank secure intranet. Okay, that's alarming. This meant sensitive information, which the bank heavily relied on me to safeguard, could be at risk. So, when I identified the security breach, it was like a sporting, turbulence on the radar. I had to act fast. Copy this, my friends. Leadership in crisis isn't about perfection, it is about precision. So I reported it immediately. The response: it is impossible for someone with your user permissions to access the internet, the security team said. But I had proof that even a secure intranet could have vulnerabilities. My discovery, my friends, launched an entire project to secure the bank's internet, an initiative that protected complex files and transactions, okay? This wasn't about placing blame. It was about protecting the bank's systems and data. That is what leadership is, focusing on solutions, not excuses, right? So, here is where the boundary settings comes in. Not everyone was thrilled about my observation. You can bet that. Some of my colleagues felt I overstepped my role. And while I didn't make enemies, I certainly lost some friends. But my focus was clear, my friends. My boundary was safeguarding the bank's information no matter the cost. Okay? This brings us to an important point about leadership. It requires emotional boundaries. You must separate your desire to be liked from your responsibility to do what's right. It's not easy. I agree, it's not easy, especially when your actions might upset others, but it is necessary for long term success. Okay, my friends? So, leadership often comes at a cost. But when your boundaries are aligned with your values, the reward far outweighs the risk, believe me. Without clear emotional boundaries, my dear friends, I could have crumpled under the weight of responsibility, right? Or let fear of losing friends stop me from scaling the security issue. But here are some emotional boundaries I set in these situations: acknowledging my limits, focusing on the goal, and detaching from outcomes. Okay, let's go back to the first one: acknowledging my limits. I knew I couldn't protect the bank's data, the bank's intranet single handedly, right? It was not on my hands. So I brought the issue to the right team. Even, my friends, it meant ruffling feathers. Okay? I was focused on protecting the bank's data. That is the number two, focusing on the goal. My focus was on the bigger picture, protecting the bank's operations, the bank's data, and safeguarding my time and energy, not earning popularity points. Okay, my friends? Now, detaching from outcomes. Leadership isn't always about being liked. I accepted that my actions might not win everyone over, but they were necessary for the greater good. Now, my dear friends, emotional boundaries in leadership are about balancing empathy with accountability. If you let the fear of upsetting others stop you from taking action, you will compromise your effectiveness as a leader, as a father, as a friend, as a spouse. Emotional boundaries are the invisible armor that allows leaders to make tough decisions without internalizing every reaction. Okay, my friends? Now, let's talk about actionable steps you can take to develop boundary driven leadership. The first one, the first thing you will need is to define your non negotiables. Even Tony Robbins mentions them often as they are powerful and super important, okay? What are the values or principles you refuse to compromise? For me, integrity was a non negotiable in the story I just shared, my friends. Identify yours and use them as your guiding compass in decision making. Okay? Second, master clear communication. Leadership is about clarity, whether it's presenting data to a director or reporting an issue to a team. Clarity is key. Make sure your message is concise and actionable. Remember, even fighter pilots relied on clear communication. Roger that is more than a phrase, it's an acknowledgement of understanding. Roger that. It's confirming they understood, okay? Now, it will be easier to build resilience. Leadership often involves pushback, criticism, or resistance. Resilience allows you to stay focused on your mission without being disrupted by external pressures. Okay? Think of it as your mental armor. Remember, every failure is just feedback. And the last one, know your personality. That is important too. Some of us are naturally more assertive or decisive, while others avoid conflict. And understanding your personality can help you set boundaries in a way that feels powerful and authentic for you. That is why I insist in you to know your personality. It's gonna be a game changer, believe me. Sometimes, my dear friends, leadership is about creating solutions that benefit everyone, including yourself. This concept of boundary driven leadership isn't just for the workplace, it applies at home too. As a mother, I have to lead in ways I never imagined. Take, for example, the time I had to juggle work, graduate school, and take care of my young daughter. My parents often helped, yes, but there were moments when their disagreements added stress instead of reducing it. And one day, I sat them both down and said, "Hey guys, please, I cannot do this alone. I need your support, but we need to do it peacefully." Yes, my friends, I was in the middle of their world. Okay? So, by clearly defining roles, my father could handle routine appointments and I could manage emergencies. We found a balance. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't easy, but it worked. That is leadership, creating clarity and structure in chaotic situations. That's it. So, my dear friends, why boundary driven leadership matters? Leadership isn't just about managing tasks or people, it's about managing yourself. Without boundaries, you risk burnout, inefficiency, and even losing the trust of your team or family. Okay, yes, I know. I know that it sounds easier than it really is, but believe me, my friends, it works. It's a game changer. You can not only reduce your mental burden, but also strengthen your personal and professional relationships. Okay? As Tony Robbins says, it's better done than perfect. Yeah, big fan. Okay, my friends. In my upcoming book, The Boundaries Reset Experience Start Lean, dives deeper into these principles because they are principles, offering strategies to set healthy boundaries in both personal and professional contexts. If this resonates with you, join the waiting list today. Don't wait, go. Okay, so here is the thing about leadership. Is it is not restricted to corner offices or formal titles. It is not, my friend. It is not about waiting for permission. It's about taking action. Yes, taking action is another Tony Robbins favorite. You are going to listen him to pronounce these words very often. Take action, massive action. That is, my friends, it's about taking action. It's about taking initiative, setting boundaries, and leading by example. So, I invite you to reflect. What boundaries are you setting or not setting in your personal and professional life? Will you define your non-negotiables? Will you have that tough conversation you have been avoiding with, I don't know, your boss, your spouse, roommate, or kids? How can you lead from wherever you stand, my friend? Take a pen, grab a pen, and write down your answers and read them as many times as you need. Okay, so if this episode inspired you, share it. Share it with a friend or colleague. And I invite you again to join the waiting list for my book, The Boundary Reset Experience, Starling. It's packed with strategies to help you build a life of resilience and empowerment. You have some other options. Subscribe to my blog. It's an alpha, the alpha blog. This way you can check out my related blog post, setting boundaries for high performance teams, related to this episode, okay? Even you can subscribe to my newsletter, Entrepreneurial Life Insights, so you can reach the top 5 boundary setting strategies for high pressure careers. You can join me on LinkedIn or my community for more actionable tips and personal stories. You have resources, my friend, a lot of them, okay? And I'm working very hard to bring those to you. Now, copy this, my friends. Leadership demands resilience. But when your boundaries are rooted in your values, you create a legacy where the challenges faced are stepping stones to greater impact and fulfillment. How that sounds? Powerful, right? So, my friends, mission accomplished. Thank you so much for tuning in to Your Best for a Better You, your special forces unit for breakthrough living. And copy this. Resilience begins with boundaries, and clarity fuels confidence. Stay strong, stay empowered, strength and honor. See you in the arena.